The amount of times I hear from tutors that are below 10 or 15K per month that their main client acquisition method is referrals, lead websites, or manually posting on Facebook groups is insane. Every single time a tutor tells me that they're doing referrals, Facebook groups, or lead websites, they are also stuck below 15K per month. However, every so often I do get a tutor that's doing more, that's doing like 20, 30, and I even got one that was doing 70K already that hopped on a call with me. And every single time that does happen, they never rely on these outdated methods to acquire students. I mean, it makes sense because they wouldn't be able to get to those revenue numbers with the unpredictability and the lack of control of referrals and posting on Facebook groups or, going on lead websites. So what are these top 5% of tutors doing? They're using a new systematized way that actually allows you to consistently and predictably acquire new students and scale past that 20K per month barrier. And in this video, I'm gonna break down exactly what the top 5% of tutors that are reaching 50 or 100K per month are doing. And the first thing is they're treating tutoring as a tutoring business, not as a tutoring gig. And there's a big difference here. It might not seem like it at first, but trust me, you need systems and automation to solve problems. You cannot be the only person who's one, doing manual outreach to get attention, meaning it takes you 2 hours per day of posting on Facebook groups. Two, you cannot be the only person who's then warming up those leads, meaning you're having conversations with 5 people at a time every single day to try and convert them into actual paying clients. Three, you can't be saying whatever you feel like or not having any proper sales structure when you hop on a call with these people. And four, you can't be doing the onboarding as you go every single time. None of the tutors that are doing 50K per month are doing that. They all have it all systematized. One, they're using ads to get attention, first of all, and organic content, which can be done with 2 hours per week, not 2 hours per day. Two, they have a fully built out CRM, you should probably use Go High Level by the way, that actually nurtures these people and makes sure that they're converting into firstly, appointments, and secondly, into paying clients. And third, when they do actually end up speaking to these people, they have a full sales process that they've tried and tested, that they know is gonna work, and the sales call is fully systematized, so they're able to convert these people without rejection and without it feeling like they're being pushy, and without them getting rejected constantly by parents and never getting a yes at the end. But you might be thinking that you got so far with these methods, right? So what do you mean they don't work? Well, let's take tutoring marketplaces for example, right? These tutoring websites like Bark. You literally have a price tag next to subject or exam that you're tutoring. Those are the only two things that the buyer basically sees when they compare you to other tutors. So naturally, they're gonna look for the subject they want help with and go for the cheapest option. I mean, it makes sense, right? Would you go on these websites? I mean, if you would go to these websites, you probably wouldn't choose the most cheap option, but you would probably end up somewhere in the middle, right? And the tutors that do raise their prices on these websites usually just end up with no traffic, because very rarely will a lead choose the most expensive option when there's no clear differentiation between you two. And referrals, or when was the last time you could predict when a referral could come? Doesn't that say enough? Like, not having any control and not having any predictability, isn't that enough of a reason for you to understand that this won't really get you to a 30K per month? Because the market ultimately is competitive and you do need something that's systematized. And what about posting in Facebook groups, right? I mean, fair enough, at least you're active, you're doing something, but you're still doing it yourself. It's costing you a lot of time and it's not leverage, right? It's more so a one-to-one activity, meaning for each hour you put in, you get an X amount of students, right? Versus with, let's say, ads or content, you could put 1 hour per week in and get a lot more students. And with the organic, it's actually exponential. So not only is it leverage, the more you do it, the better it performs. And now you're probably wondering, okay, so what should I do? Like, how do the top 5% of tutors actually get their clients, right? They're using a hybrid model. They're doing organic content as well as Facebook ads. And there's a reason why they're using this combination. The ads are there to get you the attention as soon as possible, as well as target only your perfect buyer avatar. So if your messaging is done correctly within the ads and the ad copy, you will be able to specifically target the exact person that is most likely to buy your services. And because ads do still require a cost, right? As you scale, you will probably be spending more and more money in the ads. So for that very reason, we're also starting with organic. So what organic is gonna do is gonna slowly start to build out your trust and credibility, as well as, most importantly, authority in your niche, right? Now, being honest, the organic isn't gonna get you any leads in the first month, nor is it gonna get you any meetings in the second month. What it is gonna do is build a solid foundation so that when someone actually does come in from the ad, they already see you've got content, you've got people liking your stuff, commenting, and overall it just means you seem way more legit, you seem way more trusted and credible, as well as if you have some testimonials on there, people are just gonna trust you more and they're gonna be more likely to convert. However, after like 5 or 6 months, we've seen it time and time again, tutors that actually stick with content will start getting leads completely for free. And I'm not talking like 1 or 2 leads per week. I'm talking tens of leads every single day coming in completely for free just from the organic marketing alone. And those leads are not only free, they're also usually a better quality because someone has watched a bunch of your content, they know exactly what your offer is, they're pretty much like a fan of you since they've been consuming your content, and they are way more likely to buy your services. Now, these two would already be a massive upgrade compared to what most people are doing. But if we pair this with repackaging your offer, now we've got something that can really scale to 100K per month, for example, like Patrick did. So how do we repackage your offer? Well, firstly, hopefully by this point you understand that hourly sessions, like selling 10 hours of tutoring for $1,000, isn't really gonna get you that far. We're gonna be selling transformations because a transformation is what the student ultimately wants, right? Because why does someone buy tutoring? They buy tutoring to get a better grade on an exam. They buy tutoring to maybe stop being anxious about homework, about going to school. So this is exactly what we're gonna sell them. We're gonna sell them a result on an exam that we know they fear, because hopefully as a tutor, you know roughly which exams are causing students more anxiety and more problems, right? That shouldn't be that difficult to figure out. And once you know which are the big and scary exams, just target those, put a conditional guarantee on the offer just to make it seem way more likely for them to be able to achieve this outcome. And bam, not only do you have a fully automatized way to get your attention and to get leads that only takes you 1 hour per week or 2 hours per week, you're also getting these people on a call, you're giving them exactly what they want. And because of this powerful combination, you can then start charging a lot more. We've seen tutors charge up to 5K for a 3-month tutoring package. This is unheard of in the selling hours of tutoring space. There's no way you're gonna sell 5K worth of tutoring hours. I mean, if someone did it, please send it to me. I'd love to see how they done it, but I've never seen it happen, and it probably hasn't happened. However, when you target a really difficult exam that also happens to only be taken by people who take their education seriously and who preferably have a lot of money, then you can easily get away with charging 5K. But you need ads and content to be able to target these people and to appear trusted and credible enough for them to actually give you 5K. Because even if someone is rich, like 5K is still a lot of money, right? So you still need to be legit. You still need to appear as if you're a solid business that's actually gonna get them results. There's a reason why this works so well, especially in 2025. Kids are losing their attention span year after year. There's more and more social media and kids are getting cell phones sooner than ever. They're going on TikTok and they're scrolling on Reels. Basically everyone has ADHD these days and no one can actually pay attention in school. So the market, and you can look this up by the way, the tutoring market is growing exponentially every single year. Particularly the online portion is growing really fast after COVID. And there's a reason for it. Like I said, kids are getting a worse and worse attention span. And there's people in the UK literally spending tens of thousands per year just to attend grammar school. And don't even get me started on US. I mean, you guys are literally spending hundreds of thousands on college and university. And do you think that these people who'd spend hundreds of thousands to go to school wouldn't spend a couple of thousand if you gave them a guaranteed result on an exam that decides if they pass the school that they paid hundreds of thousands to attend? I mean, it makes sense. If you pay 200K to attend the school and there's like a really hard exam that most students fail, SAT, LSAT, MCAT, whatever, wouldn't you then pay a couple of thousand to get that fixed, especially if the person is guaranteeing you that you'll pass? This is exactly what we do. And then you pair that with the fact that it only takes you 2 hours per week of managing the whole system to get tens of thousands of leads. That's it. Like, there's no magic solution. This is it. It's systems and having a irresistible offer, and you're gonna get to 50K per month. That's it. And if you want more info on exactly how we got Patrick to 100K per month and how you can apply the same things to your own business, I made a full video breakdown on everything we did to get him from 12 to 100K per month. Check it out.